Good morning class 5, how are you all? Today in English literature we are going to start a new chapter, chapter 8, Cuss Interviews the Stranger. Before starting the chapter, I would like to tell you a few things about the writer H.G. Wells. H.G. Wells, Herbert George Wells. He was an English writer, best known for his work in science fiction. He is sometimes called the father of science fiction. So children, what is science fiction? Science fiction is a fiction literature in which the story are very imaginative, but it is heavily based on scientific facts, scientific theories. Okay. So this writer H.G. Wells, he was also called as a father of science fiction because he used to write stories, novels heavily based on scientific things. Okay. So this chapter, Cuss Interviews the Strange Man. This chapter is a small passage from the very famous book of H.G. Wells, Herbert George Wells, The Invisible Man. Okay, this is a very famous book, very famous novel, and this chapter 8 is a very small passage of this chapter. Okay, so in this chapter there are three main characters. Okay, children, the Invisible Man, Mr. Bunting, and Mr. Cuss. Okay. So let me give you a very short preface of this chapter. Okay, there is a invisible man and Dr. Cuss. Okay, Cuss is a doctor of that village. So Dr. Cuss becomes very keen and curious to talk to the strange man. Okay, so why he was curious, why he was keen, I will tell you in the story. Okay, and there's Mr. Bunting. He is the vicar of the England. Okay, the village of the England. Okay, and the vicar means the priest. Now let's start the chapter. A strange man had taken room at the Coach and Horses Inn in the village of Iping in England. His entire face except his pink nose was hidden under layers of bandages and huge goggles. As he went to a great lengths to avoid talking to anyone, the villagers grew curious about his identity. Some thought that he was a criminal hiding from the law, while others thought that he was a harmless lunatic. The village doctor, Cuss, became determined to find out more about the stranger and tried to talk to him. He, however, left hurriedly and ran to see Mr. Bunting, the vicar of the village. Okay. So here a strange man has come to the village of Iping in England, and he is staying at he has taken a room at Coach and Horses Inn. Horses Inn means a place where the horses are kept. Okay. So his entire face was covered with bandages, layers of bandages, and he was wearing a goggles. Goggles means tight fitted glasses. Okay, and only his pink nose was visible. Okay, as he went to great lengths, means put an effort. So the strange man put an effort for what? Not to talk to the villagers. He avoided people. Okay, he avoided people to have a conversation with them. So many people thought that he was criminal. Okay, he was hiding from the law, or he was hiding from the police. Okay, and some thought he was harmless lunatic. Lunatic here in this passage means a little strange person. Okay, why he was strange? One, all his face was covered with layer of bandages, and he always used to wear the goggles, the tight fitting glass. And the next thing was that he avoided people. Okay, he avoided people because he didn't want to talk with any of them. So Dr. Cuss, okay, Cuss, the doctor of that village, he wanted to know more about the stranger. Okay, and tried to talk to him. But when he went to have a conversation with the stranger, the strange man, very strange thing, very surprising thing happened, that he ran hurriedly to Mr. Bunting, the vicar of the village. The vicar means the priest of England churches. Okay, now he is narrating the story to Mr. Bunting. Am I mad, Bunting? Cuss began abruptly as he entered the shabby little study. Do I look like an insane person? Now, Dr. Cuss is saying began abruptly. Abruptly means suddenly. Okay, why suddenly? Because Cuss is coming straight from the vicar's room, not the vicar room, sorry, from the strange man's room. Okay, he had some conversation with him and something strange happened that he ran straight away to the vicar. Then he is narrating the story to the biker, Mr. Bunting. Okay, am I mad, Bunting? Do I look like an insane person? Insane means mad. Okay, what happened? Said the biker. The biker is saying, okay, tell me what happened actually. What happened? Why you are so shocked, or why you are so surprised? Okay, the man at the inn. Okay, now the Dr. Kuss is saying the man at the inn. Okay, before finishing his sentence, the biker said, well. Okay, well means okay, now tell me what happened. Okay, so Kuss told him about his encounter with the stranger. Now Dr. Kuss, now he will narrate the story. Okay, his encounter with the stranger. I went in, he gasped, and told him I have heard he was interested in scientific things. I asked him if he was researching on anything. He said he was. He was reading a very valuable prescription when a draught of air lifted the paper and it landed in the fireplace. Before he could do anything, swish, it was whisked up the chimney. Just at that point, to illustrate his story, out came his arm. Okay. Now, Kuss tells Bunting that he asked stranger that if he was interested in any scientific things, because that strange person he was researching on many scientific things. Dr. Kuss had got to know that. So Dr. Kuss is asking like, are you I heard that you are interested in scientific things. Tell me about if anything you are having if he was researching on anything. Research means studying a subject carefully, okay, in order to find out new facts. So he was asking the strange man that if he was researching on anything, and he said yes he was, and he is telling an incident. One day he was just reading a valuable prescription when a draught of air means a flow of air in a confined place like a room. Okay, so the strange man is telling Dr. Kuss one incident. Okay, so one day he was reading a valuable prescription, a paper, okay, of prescription, when a draught of air, when a flow of air lifted the paper and it landed to a fireplace. Fireplace means where we put fire. Okay, fireplace. And before he could do anything, before he can take the paper, swish, it was whisked up the chimney. Now what is whisked up? Moved. It moved to chimney. Okay. Just at the point to illustrate his story, out came his hand. So when the strange man was telling this incident to Dr. Kuss, to illustrate further, just to illustrate or to clear the story, out came his arm. Like when we talk, we usually move our hands, right? Even now I am moving my hand. So when the strange person was explaining this incident to Dr. Kuss, so he to illustrate more, to explain more, out came his arm. He took out the arm from his pocket. Okay. Well, said Bunting. Bunting said, okay, now tell me what happened next. No hand, just an empty sleeve. I tell you, I could see right down it to the elbow. There was a glimmer of light shining through the tear of a cloth. God gracious! I said. Then he stopped. He stared at me through those black goggles of his and then at his sleeve. Okay, now Dr. Kuss is telling to Mr. Bunting like what happened. So when he took out his arm, and there was no hand, okay, there was just an empty sleeve. Okay, it is very strange, right? You can see my arm, my hand and my sleeve, right? But the stranger, he only had the sleeve and there was no hand. Okay, so when Dr. Kuss saw this, it was very strange for him. So he said, God gracious. Okay, he started, he became very surprised. Okay, so he said, God gracious. Okay, then the stranger, he stared at the doctor through those black goggles of his. Now the biker is saying next. Then means okay, continue the story. Okay, he wants to listen the whole story. That's all. He never said a word, just glared and put his sleeve back in his pocket quickly. I was saying, said he, and then there was a prescription burning, wasn't I? So Dr. Kuss was very surprised to see the empty sleeves. Okay, then he was so surprised that he said, God gracious. Okay, so after when the strange person got to knew that Dr. Kuss is now frightened, so he put his arm back to the pocket very quickly, and again he started saying like, okay, I was saying that there was a prescription burning. So again he started with the incident, okay, the incident which he was telling to Dr. Kuss. How can you move an empty sleeve like that, I asked. Okay, now the doctor, he was not interested about the incident that happened before, but now he was interested to know about the empty sleeve. Okay, how can you move an empty sleeve like that? Dr. Kuss is asking, how can you move an empty sleeve like that? Empty sleeve? Now the strange man is asking, empty sleeve? Yes, I said, an empty sleeve. It's an empty sleeve, is it? You saw it was an empty sleeve? He stood up right away. So now the strange man, he stood up. Okay, he stood up right away. Then he said, was it empty sleeve? Okay, did you saw it was an empty sleeve? The strange man is asking to the doctor. I stood up too. He came towards me in 3 very slow steps and stood quite close. I stood still counting minutes. Then very quietly he pulled his sleeve out of his pocket again and raised his arm toward me as if he would show it again to me. He did it very, very slowly. I looked at it. Okay. So now the strange man stood up, and even the Dr. Kuss, he stood up, and he is telling that the strange man came towards him in a 3 very slow step. Okay, 3 step. The strange man took 3 very slow step toward the Dr. Kuss and stood very close to Dr. Kuss. Okay, I stood still counting minutes. So what do you mean by counting minutes? He was very frightened. He was like, what this man will do next, what the strange man is going to do. Okay, then very quietly he pulled his sleeve out of his pocket again the strange man is taking out his hand from the pocket. Okay, well, I said, clearing my throat, there's nothing in it. So Dr. Kuss is saying, well, clearing my throat, because he was little frightened to see empty sleeves again. So he's saying, well, there's nothing in it. Again he's saying, there's nothing in it, there is only sleeves. Okay, I was beginning to feel frightened. I could see right down his sleeve. He extended it straight toward me slowly, and just like that, until the cuff was 6 inches from my face. Okay, so what happened now was, like, again it started, again Now Dr. Kuss is very frightened. Okay, I could see right down his sleeve. Now he could see, because he was very close to Dr. Kuss, he could see the empty sleeves very close to him. He extended it straight toward me. He extended his empty sleeves straight towards Mr. Kuss, just like that, until the cuff was 6 inches far from my face. It is strange to see an empty sleeve come at you like that. And then now again Mr. Bunting is saying, well, okay, now tell me what happened next. Something exactly like a finger and a thumb, it fell, nipped my nose. Now he is saying that something exactly like a finger and thumb, when the strange man took his hand very near to Dr. Kuss, he felt fingers and thumb nipped. Nipped means to pinch very sharply. Okay, so Dr. Kuss felt something like fingers and thumb. It nipped his nose. It pinched his nose very sharply. Bunting began to laugh. Now listening to this story, Bunting began to laugh. Now the biker, Mr. Bunting started to laugh listening to the story of whom? Dr. Cuss. Okay. There was nothing there, said Cuss, almost shrieking. You may laugh at me, but I tell you I was very startled. I hit his cuff hard and turned around and ran out of the room. Okay. So what happened was there was nothing there. He's saying there was nothing there. Okay, there was nothing there, but still he felt the finger and the thumb pinching his nose, but he couldn't see it. Okay. So you may laugh at me, Dr. Cuss is telling to Mr. Bunting that you may laugh at me, but let me tell you that I was very startled, I was very surprised at that moment. So I hit his cuff hard. Hit means he hit the cuff means just a few minutes back I told you, like he stretched his arm towards Mr. Cuss. Okay, so the cuff means the button of the sleeve was very near to Mr. Cuss. Okay, so he hit his cuff and turned around and ran out of the room. So he ran out of the room. Thoroughly startled by now, Cuss reflexively hit the cuff of the strange man. Okay, though he could feel himself hitting a physical hand, he could not see it. Dr. Cuss felt very physical thing when he was hitting on the cuff of the sleeves. He could feel it, okay, but he couldn't see it. Okay. Cuss stopped. There was no mistaking his panic. Mistaking his panic means it was clear that Cuss was very scared and anxious. Okay, so no mistaking his panic means he was very frightened, very scared, very anxious at that time. Okay, he turned around in a helpless way. When I hit his cuff, continued Cox, I tell you, it felt exactly like hitting an arm, and there wasn't an arm. There wasn't even a ghost of an arm. So children, just now I explained you that there was no mistaking his panic. Okay, mistaking his panic means it was clear that Cuss was very scared and anxious. Okay, so he turned into a helpless way when I hit his cuff, continued Cuss. I'll tell you, it felt exactly like hitting an arm. Okay, when Dr. Cuss reflexively hit the sleeves, okay, he felt the arm, but he couldn't see it. He hit the arm, he hit the sleeves, and he felt the arm of the strange man, but he couldn't see it. Okay, so just when Cuss finished his story, Mr. Bunting thought it over. Bunting thought that the story is over, and he looked suspiciously at Cuss. Why suspiciously? Can you tell me? Because Mr. Bunting is not ready to believe the story that Dr. Cuss is narrating to him. That's why he is saying it's a most remarkable story. He said. He looked very wise and grave indeed. It is really, said Mr. Bunting with a great emphasis, a most remarkable story. Emphasis means stress. So the Vicar, Mr. Bunting, twice said that is the most remarkable story. He is putting stress on it. He is putting emphasis in his statement when he is saying that it is the most remarkable story, because he don't want to believe what the Cuss's story, what the Cuss is narrating to him, the incident that happened with the Cuss. He is not ready to believe. He is not ready to believe the empty sleeve. He is not ready to believe that the hand was invisible. Okay, that's why Mr. Bunting is saying that it is the most remarkable story. I hope you understood this chapter. Thank you.